Hey everybody, it's Rick Cowan, Beautiful Beast of Softball. Here today with Morgan Tesser. How you doing, Morgan?
Hey Rick, how are you? Great
I'm
to
doing
be
good.
here.
Good to see you, kiddo. It's
Thank
been a
you.
minute since we caught up. How have you been doing, and how are things going?
I've been very well. I've been keeping busy with school and softball and getting ready for school ball season, which is a little over a month away.
Gotcha. Well, your journey has been one I've watched for quite some time. Impressive journey, and I hope to talk about a few things along the way that's kind of shaped you to get you to where you are today. But hey, I wanted to just talk to you real quick about kind of the high school year. This your senior year.
Yes.
How's that going?
It's definitely different. I've been remote basically since Thanksgiving with my choice. Since I was traveling in the fall with my travel team, I kind of just stayed home ever since. And I'm planning on going back the last quarter, but I'm not sure due to in case I'm contact traced in school and then I have to quarantine from playing. So I may just stay home, but that's
Gotcha.
up in the air right now.
Well, I often tell the youth that I work with that I believe your generation is going to be the next greatest generation. And the reason being is because what you guys have had to go through, right? So much of the life skills you learn in softball are important, but the life skills you guys have learned living through a pandemic are equally so.
Yes, I agree.
Hey, um, talk to me a little bit. Last year, you had an injury. I know other kids out there see you on social media. They've seen your journey. Talk to us a little bit about what happened, your road to rehab, kind of where you're at now.
Well, I got injured kind of my first outing since kind of the whole pandemic hit. I would train every day, work out every day during quarantine. And then the first kind of get together we had with my organization, the first sprint I took kind of just, I went down. I finished the sprint, but I kind of walked it. And then I tried to go again and I couldn't lift up my leg, ended up going home, getting an MRI, and I tore my quad. And it was kind of devastating because all my hard work kind of went down the drain at that point. And then kind of took 2 to 3 months of recovery, and I'm kind of back and better than ever right now, like it never happened.
Yeah, that's a great story. It's a great comeback story for you. It's the commitment that you put into it to rehab yourself. How important it is to do the proper warm-ups and
Yes,
stretching.
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah,
Definitely stay hydrated, especially in the cold when muscles are tight. Got to get loose right before. Make sure to get to the fields at least 15 minutes before and stretch out.
yeah, good advice
Yes,
because it can impact you at any age. So
yes, definitely.
very good advice. And I wanted to say, sorry to the college coaches out there because you're committed. So uh,
I am.
yeah, so talk to me a little bit about the journey, the whole process. You're a 21, so when the pandemic hit, you were not committed. We were still promoting you, but things kind of got all put on hold. So talk to us a little bit about that and that process to commitment.
It was definitely one of the most stressful things I've been through. It was stressful before the pandemic hit, and just this on the pandemic on top of it just increased that even more. I originally wanted to play down south before everything, and then once COVID hit, it kind of reevaluated where I wanted to be related to home, and I kind of started to look more in the Northeast area. Um, and I ended up choosing Rhode Island, which is about 3.5 hours from me. And I'm very happy with my decision, not having to fly anywhere if I wanted to come home. But I definitely use social media to put myself out there, especially not being able to go anywhere. And that kind of took off from there and just got me noticed,
Yeah,
hence how I met you.
yeah. Um, it's so important that when I look at student athletes to consider for interviewing, I look at all their social media, just as a college coach will do. And unfortunately, there's some kids that I've had to pass up on because of what's being posted. How important is it in your mind to make sure that you're doing proper things and leveraging social media?
Yeah, well, social media has its positives and negatives. Definitely, I think since I was in elementary school, I was being taught what to post and what not to post, and that it kind of stuck with me ever since. Because you're going to have a future one day and you're going to want a job one day, and you don't want anything to ever come back to you for a stupid decision that you've made when you were in high school or even college, because it could still happen then. So it's definitely important to think about what you post out there.
Yeah,
So,
good advice. There's, I do encourage people to not compare their journey to anyone else's journey. This is your journey, but make sure that you're doing the things that reflect well on your character.
yes.
And that's one thing I do want to echo to you again is, you have impeccable character. You're an excellent student athlete, and you're an elite athlete. So
Thank you.
all of those things just make you a great advocate for all of us here at Beautiful Beast. And so, congratulations on your commitment. You're going to Bryant, correct?
Yes, Bryant University.
That's a good deal. And so Nick French you're going to be your coach there.
Yes, I'm super excited to play for him for 4 years.
Yeah, if anyone's not seen, I know he wasn't the head coach at the time, but he was on the coaching staff. The Georgia Florida game in 2016. It's well worth a YouTube visit to go and watch that. It was a remarkable upset, remarkable game. Put them on a different trajectory as a school, and that they're still on today. So, yeah, hats off to him. You're going to be under a great coach.
Yes, I'm super excited to learn from him and what he has to offer.
Yeah, well, good deal. Hey, Morgan, talk to me just a little bit, and I love to call you Mo, as that's your nickname, but talk to me a little bit about kind of trusting the process. There's a lot of 22s out there. There are 23s that are coming on that are, as equally frustrated as you were, and you're 21. But talk to me a little bit about trusting the process. What does that mean to you?
To me, there's a lot of uncertainty out there in the world, not just regarding softball, just all aspects of life. And I truly believe that everything happens for a reason, and there's just a path for everyone, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and everyone goes through their hard times, and I think the strongest ones make it out, and they come out of it learning a bunch of new things, and I think everyone, just as long as they keep working and stay dedicated and just don't take their eyes off the prize, and they know what they're working for, they will achieve what they want, and will get an opportunity to show themselves.
Yeah. One thing, you're not a huge frame person, but you can send the balls over the fence just like any of the best power hitters. So when you look at the success of any athlete, what you see under the lights isn't really the reflection of all the hours it took to get to that, right?
Yes, exactly.
So, hats off to you for all the commitment that you put into protecting and perfecting your craft, right?
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, I want to wrap it up with you giving a shout out to all the littles out there, right? These are the 8Us, the 10Us, 12Us, yes. Kind of coming up. At some point, the little girl falls in love with the game. What would you say to those kids?
Stick with it. It's definitely an obstacle. It's hard, it's fun, but it's not just a game, and so much comes out of it. And I can tell you stories firsthand of just all little things I learned outside the lines, inside the lines. And I don't know where I'd be without softball. I think I'd lose my mind and not know what to do with myself if I didn't have the love for the game and not have this to fall back on when things aren't going my way. In another part of my life, I always had this to fall back on, and it never let me down. So stick with it.
Really good advice. I love the sport. I love to see young women become empowered young ladies, right?
Yes.
The life skills that you learn here, you'll take with you for all of your life. As I tell my own team, life really begins whenever you push yourself outside your comfort zone.
I agree with that.
Hey, really nice to catch up with you. I'm going to let you end it with a shout out to Beautiful Beast Nation. What would you like to say to everybody out there in Beautiful Beast Nation?
You're all amazing. Keep working hard, and hopefully I get to meet you all in the field one day.
Hey, great catching up with you, Mo.
Yes, you as well, Coach. Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Yes, bye.
Bye.